Hello everyone, and welcome to the BiCo SMP. Or is it BiCo? I think it's BiCo. Yep, another SMP already, although this one is going to be more long-term. Now, it is raining pretty badly, and I can't hear myself think, so I'm gonna go and borrow a bed that I can find. Right, that's a bit better. So yes, we've been invited to join this SMP, and I'm really excited. I got to watch a few of the other members' videos and kind of get a lay of the land. Kinda, you know, you don't really get a lay of the land until you're actually in it. It's quite an experience. And look at this place. No pressure, am I right? I do believe that this, well, this is Spawn, but I do believe that this is also the shopping district. I think that's a bookstore over there. And I remember that chick being built. Now, we are going to be kind of careful as to what we interact with and everything. Seeing that I haven't had a chance to actually meet anyone yet, and I don't know exactly what is what. There's a cool map here. Really cool build. And I don't want to encroach on anyone's territory and stuff and what, but I didn't see any opposition to me starting right now, so if we do find a spot to build, we're probably just gonna send the coordinates and see if anyone has already claimed it. And look here, we have welcome to BiCo twice. So I think I heard, or I read rather, mentions of this, and I think this is care packages for us new members. Hello and welcome to the BiCo SMP. As you're aware, we're roughly halfway through the season, so here's a quick guide to get you caught up. The President. To finish Season 2, we held an election to determine a president for Season 3, the winner of which being... Watch your crafting tables around her, she will steal them. There's a lot more to the server that has gone unmentioned, so feel free to explore. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have fun. That we will. And I think this is for me, or for us rather. Oh, doofus. So I'm gonna claim this, and if someone says it's theirs, then I'll give it back. We'll try to keep our hands on this. So already some wings and some rockets. We are being treated like royalty. A dried gas, cool. Some armor with at least mending on everything and feather falling. That's pretty good. Here, we'll at least keep... I like showing my skin. Thank you for the gear. Wow. Awesome. So yeah, I just came back from Axolotl's place because they're the ones who invited me to the SMP formally. So I was like a bit more curious about their base for sure. And ooh-wee. A lot of work has been done there. It's quite a thing. If you've never experienced it, it's quite a thing seeing something on video and then like seeing it. It's cool. Alrighty. I've located the Guardian farm. Yeah, this is a lot cleaner than mine in my other world. I could just sit here and watch this. Honestly, I think for now, I don't think we're going to start building everything out of Prismarine to start with. Although, I guess we could. What the heck? Right, I've been just walking around like with my jaw on the floor, and I wasn't looking at the time, but man, I gotta go pick up my wife. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Alright, so after a bit of exploring, I think I found the spot that isn't too close to anyone else, so we're not going on anyone's territory. We're a bit far from spawn, but not terribly so. And here it is. So now, you have to like go with me a little bit. I don't have a concrete plan exactly, but we're in the middle of some mountains. Now I'll try to give you an overhead shot with flashback. So imagine where we are here is the entrance of our village. And at the end over there, we have some kind of castle or palace, something big that is the focal point of the whole thing, and that the whole village kind of leads up to. I don't have a vision exactly right now, but I think that might be where we go with this season. Plus, we have a savanna surrounding us, we have cherry biome, we have jungles, there's some mesa and some badlands and everything, so we have quite a few building materials nearby. And there is someone relatively close that way that for now we can borrow their nether portal to get the spawn. But for the time being, I think we are going to commit to this spot here because anyways my wings are about to break. And I think just to get settled in, what I'm going to do is just place my bed down somewhere. We'll get some chests and stuff and maybe just like start chopping down a bunch of trees to see what we're actually working with. This place actually opens up really nicely once I take everything out. It's quite vast. And I did a bit more than just chopping trees. Went and done a bit of mining. Unfortunately, no diamonds, because as soon as I got a little bit deep, came across some deep darkness, and I'm not dealing with that today. But now that the trees are out, this place is actually a bit bigger than I originally thought. Though, I have to admit, guys, I'm struggling a little bit. Honestly, it's quite an exciting time for me. At the point of recording this, I am still currently in the Sanctuary SMP, which is still ongoing, and I've released 2 videos for that, and there's more projects I want to do there. I have my Forever World, that isn't bothering me too much, because I figure that's just going to be my Forever World that I go back to in between seasons of this and whatnot. But having this alongside the Sanctuary SMP, it's not a bad thing, but I am finding it a bit more challenging to come up with ideas and whatnot, because like my mind's at 2 places at once, right? And for the Sanctuary SMP, we have like the rundown, rustic starter base area leading into the Nameless Kingdom. In my Forever World, that's its own thing. Right now, I'm leaning into like monoliths and Zelda vibes almost in my new area. So, like, for here, what's my deal, right? I've been had. I see ya. I'm coming for you. We'll have to figure out something to do to get her back. I think what we're going to do for this episode, guys, is I think we're going to go freehand for our starter base. The reason being, I've been kind of stalled trying to plan out a build and stuff and think of what I want to do exactly. And I've been getting nowhere. And I really just want to play the game. So I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try to get something that is freehand for our starter base. And also, I kind of felt an obligation to like really outdo myself and push myself to do something really good, which is not a bad thing. Like, obviously, effort is not bad. But I realized looking back that my latest builds and what I've been working on lately has been pretty, well, it's been referred to as cottagecore. So I think I'm going to lean into that, or at least not lean in per se, but like allow myself to keep building that way, because clearly I like it. So yeah, follow me over here. I don't know exactly what we're going to build per se, but I'm pretty sure we're going to build it up there on that ledge right there. If we remove that extra bit of like that little lump and flatten that out, I think we got a nice little space to build our little starter cottage and see what we go or what we do from there. All books, 2 diamonds, pay and barrel. I feel like that's really not expensive. Let's see, grab us some looting. There you go. Let's grab Unbreaking for our Silk Touch pickaxe. Yeah, sure, we'll grab some Fire Aspect as well. Alright, I used a calculator. I think we should be good. Yes. Alright, now I think we have a good platform to build on, and honestly, this little bit of terraforming has been good for my soul. I'm a bit more out of my head and ready to actually build now. We're still going to freehand it like I mentioned, which is going to be fun to get back into. I kind of went through a wave of freehanding in like the Zordo's New Adventure series, and then got back into Axiom and Light Manica, more so Light Manica more than Axiom. I just use like the basic builder tools in Axiom. But I've been stuck this last week, so getting back to freehand I think is going to do good for me. And I'm feeling better, and I think I'm just going to lean into what I want to do, and man, I just want to build a house that looks cozy and lived in and such. Now, it isn't necessarily finished. We still have some stuff to do for sure. This here is the beginnings of like where I'm going to build a path, but I just don't want to map that out all just yet because I don't know exactly what I want to do. So at least we have that there as a hint, and we'll deal with it later. And I figure maybe a little hot tub could be here, or hot spring rather. Alright, so here's our template, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Now, I may have fibbed a bit. Or rather, it wasn't a fib when I said it, but now I've made it a fib. See, I freehanded this shape, and I was content with this, but this spawned, or spurred rather, some ideas and I wanted to test out palettes and everything. So I have gone and found a color palette and designed most of it actually in creative, following this baseline. And I suppose that's my method right now, which is like 50-50. Is it planned? Yes. Was it freehand? A little bit. So now we need to get materials for our house. Alrighty, so I have gotten a good bit of the stuff that I do actually need, like some of the more annoying stuff. Now I mostly need like wood and wood derivatives like signs and stuff. But I do need moss for moss, and also mossy stone and mossy cobblestone. So I do have like 1 or 2 pieces. So what I was going to do was head down to my mine that I just dug out and pretty much just place the moss and bone meal it and blah blah blah, you know, all that good stuff. Thing is, I don't have that much bone meal right now. But I know that someone has a bone meal farm. I mean, a moss farm. Let's see if we can get a deal going. I just want the easy way out. I've become a moocher since I've been on SMPs. We're back from our expedition and they gave us some, she gave us some. She actually told me I could take a shulker, but I left with like 7 stacks, I think. Pretty much what I had place for. Very, very kind. Didn't want anything in return, but if I'll keep my eye out. If I can get something to help them out, then I will. Because yesterday she saved me with rockets, and now today with the moss. You know, I feel like it's only fair. We gotta do something, right? Alright, now I've pretty much got everything I need in these 2 shulker boxes here to get building. Of course, not including building materials. I mean, interior materials. Put my sword away. It feels like it's kind of menacing. There we go. Now, I have been AFK for about 2 hours because I need some copper and I want it aged. Takes a while. And in that time, I have been victim to a random act of kindness. Kenma's on, and I'm pretty sure we just got a care package of rockets. What a nice place this is. So let's grab these rockets. We're going to put them over here for now. And say we get to building our house. It's about time we settle in somewhere. And there it is, our home for BiCo Season 3. It actually didn't take as much time as I thought to build, which is always nice. And I think it fits in. I think our red roof does make it pop from the stony background, given that the actual build is also gray, right? Now we're going to have to fix up our path and get a better lead up for sure. But now that the build is in place, we'll be able to do that a bit more easily. But for now, let's get a closer look at the actual house that we're going to be living in. Here we are coming up on it, and here it's actually a bit empty because I'm thinking I'm going to build like a little workstation here, so like stone cutters and stuff are going to go out here. It'll be like functional decorations. But yeah, here it is. I wanted to go kind of, you know, I've been enjoying the stony bases for builds in my sanctuary little area. In Sanctuary SMP, I got the same kind of vibe going. And I kind of wanted to keep going with that. It just feels cozy to me. It's what I enjoy at the moment. We've got some leaves here, and it's just to get an idea of like what we're gonna do with the place. I'm gonna add some more. Probably a lot more, but I do want to plan out like necessarily everything for the build, so we're gonna add some here and there as time goes on and as I find spots where I might want some, but I don't want to have just like leaf spam everywhere. Do like that one though. Like for example here, at first I wanted to have some here. I felt like it was just a bit too much, and you know, it feels like we're doing the same thing on both sides, which I don't want to do, which is why we got the tuff, kind of darken it as well and ground it a bit more. Woo! Using some of the jungle here to kind of highlight this area. I could actually probably add a bit more jungle up here. Maybe highlight that because, you know, the sun, it's legit right there. So I should probably do that. Do I have any left? Probably not. I actually think that is a minor improvement. Kind of crazy how much this blends together when you get just a little bit far from the build. But yeah, as you can see, our tower, we got away with it. I couldn't find the shape that I quite liked. So we have the spirit of it here in this little extension, which is our entrance. And yeah, I've been experimenting a lot with depth in, like, let's not lie to ourselves, a very B-dubs inspired fashion, to where I don't have, for example, like pillars and then walls behind. I like how that looks, and we're probably going to get back to that eventually, but for a lot of the builds I've been building lately, I feel like that's not necessarily what the build requires. Using a lot of the bricks on the outer sides of the build, not too much on the insides of the faces, just to kind of make sure that the actual surfaces, or rather the shapes, are visible, especially from afar. But see, like from here, if I go on F1, you can kind of see that even without zooming, having the bricks on the outer edges of all the faces just makes the structure, I guess, a bit more clear and distinguishable. Get a little bit closer, that's even more so the fact. So there is intent. I'm not trying to block vomit all over you guys. This, by the way, window like design, I found it on Reddit, so I'm gonna try to remember to put that in the description. Not my design. It fit really well with the house though. And yeah, once again, we have like a broken roof with this like little curve here, really inspired by my build over on Sanctuary SMP. Is it stealing? Is it redoing the same thing? I call it learning. I think it works here. And actually what we could do, let's see if we have any extra materials laying around. Sure, let's just like put something like that here to hint at rubble, and we'll make it nicer later. This roof was supposed to be Cinnabar, but I didn't want to wait until next week to get it done, so we switched the build and we'll use Cinnabar later. It's no real big deal. So yeah, I like this a lot. I'm not going to say that it's finished because I might go around here and maybe we could try doing little bits live, like right now, and see how we feel. Maybe I'll get some more done by the end of the episode, but I think it'd be cool to like age it even more. Kind of approaching it in the way like guitar companies fake age their guitars. Like they make a nice guitar and then just like fake beat the crap out of it and then make it like look vintage and cool. I don't like it on guitars, but we're gonna try it here. What if we take, let's say, these two blocks, or just one, make a wall and put that there instead. How do we feel about that? I don't hate it. What if we swap it with the block above? I think that placement is better. This is the kind of thing that I think I might get to doing a little bit here and there. Probably in between episodes, because it's gonna be very iterative thing. Do we want to stair or wall? I think with the wall again. Now, of course, as per usual, if we go to the inside, it's empty and barren, and we got nothing yet. No floor plan. I don't know exactly. I don't know what I want to do here just yet, except I know I want to live here. Okay, that's already a pretty big improvement. I've been working. I think the path just does this job. It's just light enough that you can kind of make it out going up the left side, and it is a satisfying curve. I gotta get this mod out of here. It keeps on resetting my keybinds. Alright, so as I was saying, the path I feel has a nice curve to it and does a pretty good job of leading us up to here. Classic path with oak slabs. I like it. Add a bit more grunginess to the actual build itself. Some bamboo here to switch up a little bit. And a little fence here to fence it in with some leaves. Might be a bit too repetitive. I might fix this up a little bit, but at least we get the idea. Now, of course, we could keep on working on this. Like I made like a bit of a platform here. This needs work for sure. I'm not sure yet if I want to be more hill E like this or more like a cliff like this. Either way, I need more practice. And at some point, you do have to kind of like draw the line, otherwise the episode's never going to end. So we'll come back to this later. I think this is already a pretty massive improvement now. Let's go up the path. Here we are. Let's not run either. Just walk up. Ain't this nice? This feels like it could almost be real. And up here, I've had a bunch of grass, and it is semi-placed. Like, I didn't place every blade of grass, but if you see here, we have like a kind of path where if I were to walk, this is where I would walk. So I've made sure to not have grass in the middle here to kind of imply that, but not have it be like an actual path block. So it just kind of implies that maybe we walk through here sometimes to like slow down the grass growth, but not enough to have like a desired path growing. And same over here towards our mines. We got the beginnings of our workstations. We're gonna fix this up later for sure. And we have the inside. So yeah, I feel like we actually have an area now and I'm quite happy with it. But before actually finishing the episode, I would like to have an interior and have a place to actually live. So that is the next thing and the last thing on our objective list for today. So here's the inside, very empty, and I'm not going to go plan this in creative, but I do have a bit of a process in mind, and to actually explain that, let's go and visit the Forever World. Alright, so welcome to the Forever World. That latest build is actually that factory over there with our quad iron farm. I'm quite proud of it. So I think I built that just before getting the invite, which is funny because now we're not going to be using it for a while. That's fine. We're in the first like village and settlement that we had when actually starting the series. Is the GUI massive, or am I just used to the smaller one from the server? Maybe I've just... Ah, that's better. Whew, okay. Yeah, this is the city, this is the build. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is that building right there, the fishy place. The reason is that I want to kind of show off the interior here, because in my memory, this is one of the better builds that I've made. Of course, it was planned in creative, but still. I feel it's very coherent and cozy, and I want to kind of take cues from this place. So here it is. We have the main hallway, and if we go over here, we have kind of like there used to be items here, but my item frames despawn due to some weird update. This is like where the owner would work to prepare cuts and stuff. That would be his house, his room. So you have a little kitchen area here, kind of like a charcuterie place where you have cuts and stuff and you can get what you want. Over to here, this is a bit silly, but over to here we have a boating learning room. Make it make sense. Don't worry about it too much. And upstairs we have the restaurant. Like so. I think this place is just kind of really cozy, especially like the hallway here. So what I want to kind of do is like for one, we have 2 thick walls, which is one thing. Of course, our place now isn't as big, but I do think we have room to pull off 2 thick walls, which is always nice to add an extra layer of depth to the build. And also, like, we have a semi-sensical floor plan, which is, I think, what we're going to do for the next build. Very, like, Sims inspired. So I think we're going to start by building or planning out the floor plan, and then from there, actually building the rest of the interior. And for the extra bit of challenge, I will, for real this time, do it all freehand in survival. So we'll see you back on BiCo SMP. Alright, so we got a bit of a floor plan going. And let me show you around. So I kind of opted out of the 2 thick walls, not because we're losing too much space, though we would lose a lot of space, more so because I just feel like it didn't fit the vibe of this house, and I do like this for the walls, for a lot of the walls. So yeah, we might switch it up anyways when we get to actually building, but here's the floor plan for now. So we have the entrance here. Terracotta right now is just a placeholder block. I did actually gather a bunch because I thought I was going to build with it more. I don't hate it, but I think it's a bit too clean maybe for our build now, or a bit lacking in texture, I guess, right? So right after the entrance, we're going to branch off left, and here we're going to have a staircase going up to the 2nd floor. Now, the 2nd floor's floor plan isn't in place, but I think the 2nd floor's floor plan is going to be a lot simpler. A, because when we come up, we already have like this here, and B, I think this is mostly going to be an attic for extra storage, is pretty much what's going to be used for. If we go over to here on the right hand side, I think this little nook is going to be where I'm going to have my brewing stand and some potion stuff. If we head through the hallway here, we have this, which is going to be the living room slash bedroom, and probably the biggest room in the actual house. I was going to have a separate bedroom, but I feel like having them both here is kind of cool. It has the biggest window to see out of where you're sleeping, which is something that I'd like to have in real life. But our biggest window, and only window that we can actually see clearly out of, is also for a shared deck. So I'm not quite comfortable having just the blinds wide open while we're sleeping and have the neighbor pass by. And then here, pretty open. I think this is going to be our main storage, which is why there's not much going on. I will pretty much design that as we're going. And then we have another extra nook here, which I'm not sure it's going to go here, but I just think it's cool to have like an extra passageway from the living room to the storage room. All right, we have our layout, and come check it out. So here is the entrance. We have some storage on the left-hand side with some barrels. I started putting some decoration here, but honestly, it was just like to fill in the wall a little bit. So we have our entrance here, and I actually did stick with the spruce floor. I thought it was going to be temporary, but I actually quite like it. Did mix in some logs here and some barrels to make it look a bit rickety and just switch up the pattern a little bit. Also said I didn't match up too much with the oak, with sharing the same texture, just swapping colors, right? And there's a lot of wood in this, and I was a bit hesitant to use so much wood because it felt kind of like the easy way out, especially using the oak wood. At the same time, it really does fit the vibe of the place, I feel, and is comforting. I think sometimes I just get a bit too in my head with those sort of details. It's kind of like when I was writing more music and I was like trying to make something different for different's sake, and it's probably not the best approach. Anywho, over to here we have the potion room all done up. Adding some terracotta and some different walls just to change the colors a little bit and keep it interesting. This is upstairs. We'll go afterwards. We go through here to the hallway. I closed this off and added a doorway. I just think it made sense. Also using the shelves to kind of force an archway where I didn't have space necessarily, which is really nice, I find. If we go over to the right hand side here, I actually split up the living room into two sections just because it worked out with the blocks I wanted to use. So I think this here is going to be properly like the living room, and this is going to be more so the room. It's more so going to be clear once we actually get to doing the interior decor. And over here, I just wanted to use some brick to warm the place up a bit more. At first I had it with just one wall, but then I feel like having all this maybe doesn't make the most sense, but I really like how it feels. And I think I'm going to like have my bed here because it just feels nice to have a bed where you can look out the window. And then we can go through here. We have this mini room that kind of ties into the bricky feeling. If we go over here, pretty much the same space. We have this open space with another different wall. And this is going to be one of my main storage areas slash workshops, I guess. So yeah, not too much going on, just a lot of open space, but I think it works. And then if we go over to here and head back upstairs, now I'll admit this is where I spent the least amount of time and made it the most simple, but I think that's okay. We made an attic. Very, very, very simple. I may come back and add some things later, but we have like a rickety flooring going on. This probably looks a bit odd, but it has to be there for the flooring unless I switch it up, but I don't really feel like it right now. So I'm thinking like chests and barrels in here, maybe some copper golems to sort things out would be nice. Just realized that we're going on like kind of a zigzaggy angle here. They aren't the same. But that about does it for the house. And well, everyone, I actually think that this is where we are going to call it for today's episode. I know I mentioned that we're going to do the interior decor and all of that, but I kind of feel myself creeping into that trap where I feel like I have to get one big project done every episode, and it has to absolutely be done, otherwise it's not a worthwhile episode, and I don't want to go back into that, that headspace, and I don't actually think it's the case. So yeah, we're going to call it here. I think, honestly, massive progress for our first episode. And I'm really happy to be here. I kind of don't want to stop playing, which is a good thing and a bad thing because I have other things that I should probably be doing. But with school starting up very soon and whatnot, I'm happy to have my foot in the world and be able to like branch off from here. It just feels good. So I guess that means that next episode we pretty much know what we're going to do. We're probably going to tackle all the interior decor, actually properly move in, and get settled into our house, and then see what we want to do for the rest of the area. So, if you made it this far, then thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and I'd like to thank Axel and everyone else on the server for inviting me and welcoming me with open arms. And look forward to meeting a bunch more of you. So, yeah, that about does it. See ya!